says, Rabbi again, Alav Shalom, that one of the greatest parts of the stories of Exodus, the story of Exodus, is this, that we know that Miriam taught us a great lesson. What was the lesson? We know that how did Amram get zechut to have Moshe Rabbeinu? So Hashem sent us a messenger through Moshe Rabbeinu, but what was the special quality? So look what the Chazal say about Amram. Levi was the tribe that studied Torah, and they were not enslaved. They were not, there was a special leniency for priests, and Levi was the priests, so therefore they didn't have to go and endure the slave labor. But nonetheless, Amram, who was a Levi, he was the head of the Sanhedrin at the time. He was the leading Rav, the leading sage, Gedol Ador, and he was a family man. He had a 5-year-old daughter, Miriam, in kindergarten. And what happened? Amram saw that the Jewish boys were getting thrown in the river, so what did he do? He decided, why should I bring children in the world to get killed? I'm going to go and get divorced from my wife. He got divorced from his wife, and everyone followed suit. Everyone followed his example, and they got divorced and not bringing any kids to the world. Miriam came home from kindergarten. What did she see? She saw everybody getting divorced. She said, Abba, you are worse than Paro. Paro says, boys who get killed. Now you're not even bringing girls to the world. So therefore, he gave Musar to her father. Interestingly, to the Gdol Ador, this little kindergarten girl is giving Musar. And what? Maybe you would have thought Amram would have put her in her place and say, listen, how do you know? Do you study Torah? You're a little girl. You're my daughter. Who are you to tell me what to do? And he didn't say that. What did he say? He said, you're right. Please go speak to your Ima and ask her if she wants to make shidduch, if she wants to go and get back together. So they go and they got remarried, and everyone followed suit. A year later, they had Moshe. Yocheved gave birth to Moshe. Because Amram wasn't being stubborn. He was looking to hear the truth. He was open-minded. And he said, maybe I made a mistake. Bizchut this, we had the savior of Moshe Rabbeinu come to the world. You understand? So even if he was an older sage already, he was an older person. You would think he had his way of life set in stone already. I am what I am. They say, Rabbi, old dog, you can't teach new tricks. And what? We see that bizchut this, that he pushed himself to constantly look to grow. He looked old, but inside he was young. A young person is looking to learn. A young person is looking to grow. A young person looks to learn from everybody. And that's what he was doing. He was still youthful inside. B'zchut this, we got the leader, Moshe Rabbeinu. We know that Yoshua, the student of Moshe Rabbeinu, what was the reason why Yeshua became the leader? Yoshua was not the greatest of the bunch. When it was coming to choose a candidate, there was many more people who were more worthy than him. He was fifth on the list of the spies. They go in order of importance. So therefore what? Why was Yeshua chosen? Because clearly the Torah says that he wanted to learn the most. He wanted to be next to Moshe Rabbeinu the most. He was the first one to come, the last one to leave. He would set the table and put the chairs nice after the class. He waited at the foot of the mountain for Moses for many days on end, even though he didn't have to, because he wanted to hear from Moshe the second he came down from the mountain. That shows that this thirst. This shows this desire to grow, this desire to want to know. That was the biggest zechut that Yoshua got that made him the next leader after Moshe Rabbeinu. So you see, to be young and to want to grow and be thirsty is the zechut that we get for to begin the Geulah. A lot of times, it's very hard people to teshuvah. It's hard for people to listen to what the Torah says. And it's because they're already in their mind, I am who I am. I don't want to change. Sometimes people move to communities and they go to a new shul and they don't like when the rabbi is telling them what to do, pushing everybody to grow. They say, Rabbi, I am already religious. I want to stay how I am. I want to, just plateau and just right into the sunset, to the way of spiritually I am. I'm happy. I'm content. And even though I know there's more to grow, but I don't want to be pushed, Rabbi. Don't push me too much. A person has to know that bizchut Amram pushing himself and growing more and saying, hey, maybe I don't have it right. Maybe I made a mistake. That's what brings the Geulah. That's what brings the Savior Moshe Rabbeinu. We know the Kruvim, where the Torah is housed inside the ark, the Kruvim that stand on top of it, do they look like old rabbis? Their faces look like old rabbis? No, their faces look like children. Why? Because when a person wants to acquire Torah, he wants to acquire knowledge, he wants to acquire success, you have to be like a youthful child. You have to be willing to hear other people out. Some people you don't learn. But Ezu Chacham, says the Pirkei Avot, Lomed Mikol Adam, who is wise, he learns from every single person. Even the sages, what are they called? They're called Chachamim? No. They're called Talmidei Chachamim. What's Talmidei Chachamim? Students of the sages. He's 50 years old, he's a very prominent Rav. He's called Talmid Chacham? Yes, he's still learning also. A person has to always be, the scariest thing for a rabbi even, is that he shouldn't plateau. He shouldn't, I know what I know and that's it. I'm not growing anymore. I'm not learning anymore. I'm so busy, I don't have time to improve myself further. No. Even big scientists, even people who are already 30 years in the business, they're still looking how to improve. The scene always changes. Business will always change. It could be new products and new style, new trends, and a person has to adjust, and he constantly has to be thirsty to learn. If you say, nah, my business model works, I'm going to stay with it until it crashes and burns. You say, okay, good luck. You're not going to be in the business so long. You have to be constantly updating. Every phone, every technology has updates. Every person has to be willing to update himself and to listen, to hear. Maybe there's new information I don't know about. When a person closes his ears, that's when you stay behind. When the Geulah comes, you'll stay behind Chas v'Shalom, and you won't be willing to join Mashiach. When a person is looking for it to be thirsty and says, hey, maybe there's something I don't know over you. Let me give it a listen. Why not? What's the problem? I'll give it a hear. So what if I don't like it? This is the Torah. I have to be humble. This is what Hashem said. I should give it a listen. And then what? B'schudis, just like Amram, we get the Geulah. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll get the message of Moshe Rabbeinu. And we know that you're not allowed to tell a person, go b'shalom, go in peace, because it sounds like he's already complete. Chas v'shalom means that you should die. Chas v'shalom. The Gemara says you should always say lech leshalom, go to peace, go continue to your perfection, go to completion. Don't ever say, oh, I'm complete. I already worked on myself. I'm already perfect. I am how I am, and it is what it is. A person has to remove. That's a chametz mentality. If to remove that, the Geulah mentality is not like this. Therefore, we should be zocheh to love progress, to love to grow, to be thirsty to grow, or be open-minded a little bit. When you hear Divrei Torah, give it a listen, hear it out, and what? B'schudis, that you're willing to listen, to change yourself, we're all zocheh to our own Geulah Klali, general Geulah, and our own private Geulah, B'ezrat Hashem. Baruch